Hey guys, it's Tuesday. This is kind of a special video because I'm doing this from Ohio, and my baby duck and Andrew know why I'm in Ohio right now. So yeah, it's been kind of a long and kind of stressful day for me because of all the stuff that's been going on. My great grandma just passed away, and so I was at her funeral today here in Ohio. So yeah, it's fabulous. Being out of state right now. No, it's not. I hate this trip so much. But it's still Tuesday, and so I'm still going to do my video while I'm alone in the hotel room. We are in a hotel room right now. Fabulous. Okay, so, on behalf of the Baby Duck requests, I will be doing a review today for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Alright, so, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the first team of Power Rangers that exists in the franchise. It consists of 3 seasons and 9 Rangers, if you can believe it. It is. Originally, this Mighty Morphin Rangers was adapted from the Sentai Kairyu Sentai Zayu Ranger. And then they also started taking things from Gosei Sentai Dia Ranger, which we talked about in the Tommy video. That's where Tommy's White Ranger form came from, was from Dia Ranger. And then in the last season, when they became the Ninja Rangers, they were the Ninja Sentai Kaka Ranger. Mighty Morphin Rangers is what everyone thinks of when they think of the Power Rangers. It is the season that everyone goes back to because it's the first one and it's the original team. And a lot of people, when they think of Mighty Morphin Rangers, they think of the original 6 Rangers. They don't think of the others Rangers, because see, what happened was Mighty Morphin Rangers was the 5 teenagers with attitude, I kid you not, that's their description, fighting Rita Repulsa, and later on Lord Zed joined them in the 2nd season, and so they had to fight him too, and he and Rita were actually married. And so you start off with Jason, Trini, Zach, Kimberly, and Tommy, and Billy. And Jason, Trini, and Zach leave in the 2nd season, and Rocky, Adam, and Aisha take their place. And so and then eventually in the 3rd season, Kim also leaves the team, and Kat takes her place. And so, okay, so I was wrong, there are 10. And so, it's really interesting in that sense because there's not, the only other season where Rangers switched out their powers to someone else was Turbo. And so, this was the start of the franchise, and it does hold a special place in my heart for being the first. But a lot of people like to think that Mighty Morphin Rangers is the best season just because it was the first season. And a lot of people who say that watched Mighty Morphin Rangers, but they haven't watched all the seasons, or any other season. I've watched every season of Power Rangers, and I can say without a doubt that there are in fact seasons that are better than Mighty Morphin Rangers, simply because of the fact that they're better written. The plot, actually, there is like a driving plot. Like, it's not that it's a problem for me, because Mighty Morphin Rangers went on for so long, because it was just monster after monster after monster. There really appeared to be no end in sight. And that's part of the reason I don't like it, is because it's just so long, and there just doesn't seem to be a point to it. You know? It's like they're never going to defeat Rita at this rate, and they don't. The Machine Empire moves into the moon, because Rita has a castle on the moon, and Rita and Zed just leave. What? Like, seriously? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people think it's the best just because it's the first, but that's not the case. It's not terrible, but it's not the best. And I'm sorry to say, but there are seasons that are better. I do like the fact that Mighty Morphin Rangers was a true adaptation, in the sense that it was literally, the writers were given Sentai footage, and the creators basically just said, here, write a plot around this. So that's how every episode ended up, was they looked at the fight footage and they said, okay, what can we do to make an episode out of this, was normally what was going down. And so it was nothing like it's Sentai, which was okay, because that's, in my opinion, that's the way Power Rangers is supposed to be. It's supposed to be its own thing. It's supposed to be separate from the Sentai. It's supposed to be the not supposed to be just like a English dub of the Sentai, because that's not what it's meant to be. It's not what the show was created to be. And so that's my whole thing about adaptation versus translation. It's not a translation, it's an adaptation, and that's how Power Rangers started out, and that's how I like it to be, because that's the way it is. You know, it's the way the creators made it. My favorite, I guess I could tell you, my favorite Ranger in Mighty Morphin Rangers is Billy, and he's the Blue Ranger, and he's fabulous, and I was really sad when Billy wasn't a Power Ranger anymore, but this happened after Mighty Morphin Rangers. The guy who plays Billy actually left the show, and this is true, you can look this up online, because he was being harassed by the creators and several crew members for being gay, and it was wicked bad. Like, it was so bad, the guy just walked off one day during lunch and never came back. Like, it's terrible. And a lot of people, a lot of fans are aware of this, but we still love the show, because the show is so much more than its creators. But yeah, that's kind of some of the dark side, the stuff that went on during Mighty Morphin Rangers era. There really isn't a lot to talk about. There's not... The acting is okay. The fighting is pretty good. The whole switching powers thing got a little confusing, and you can tell that they just tried to keep it going as long as humanly possible, and at some point you just gotta say, what's the use anymore? Because, like, I don't know, the whole thing that went down with them being different Rangers because they were ninjas or something like that, like, that's the reason that no one can agree on how many 6 Rangers there are, and the reason that no one can agree how many Power Rangers there are, even, because we're not sure. Are we counting people? Are we counting powers? If we're counting powers, how many powers did they use in Mighty Morphin Rangers? Because nobody knows. Nobody can agree. Because, you know, no one can count. It's like, what do you count as a power? Do you count them losing the power coins? Do you count when they met Ninjor? I mean, is that all we're counting? In that sense, are there more Rangers? Do we count Power Rangers as people, or do we count Power Rangers by the power? Don't know. Nobody seems to know. That's just part of the thing, I guess. So yeah, I know it's not a very exciting video, but there's just not a lot that goes with Mighty Morphin Rangers, I'm afraid. It's an okay season. It's obviously good enough that it got the franchise started, and that's great. But I just wish people would focus less on Mighty Morphin Rangers and just assume that when you're talking about Power Rangers, that's the season you're talking about, because it's not the case. And I wish that, like, they sell, like, the shirts, like shirts from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and that's great. But what about all the other seasons? Like, don't they deserve a chance in the spotlight too? Like, stop focusing all your attention on this one just because it's the first, you know? That's my phone. It's probably Andrew. Let's see. You interrupting my video again? It is Andrew. What do you know? Stop interrupting my videos. So, I guess that's it for this video. Overall, Mighty Morphin Rangers gets a 4 out of 5. Great season, but it went on forever, and at some point, it's just like, oh my god, when will this end? What is the point anymore? You know? Like, they should have just started adapting different Sentais, even if they wanted to keep the same Rangers. That would have made more sense, you know? So I hope this is what the baby duck was hoping for, and this satisfies her, and I'll see you all next Tuesday when I'll be back in state, and may the power protect you all.